right. Today's episode, we have Stephen Malcolm. Stephen, thank you so much, man, for taking the time and
Yeah.
chatting with us.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, you dig? Good to
Yeah.
be here with the Christian music guys.
Yeah.
So from time to time, we'll do some Instagram stalking on some of the people that we interview. And man, you shared a story the other day, and I was like, we got to talk about it because it's one of our favorite drinks. You posted on there, and it was Yoo-hoo. And
my brother,
there is nothing like a cold chocolate water drink. So, my wife was like, I don't see why you like that. It's just chocolate water. I'm like, you don't understand. It's a Yoo-hoo.
understand. Yeah, it's a Yoo-hoo thing. Yeah, I'm a chocolate milk guy, but Yoo-hoos are a little different. Yeah, it's like you said, it's like chocolate water. Though, just a
yeah. We're
So,
being
yeah,
healthy. We're drinking water.
You know what I mean? I was at a gas station, and I was like, man, I'm thirsty. I want something that I just haven't had in a while. And yeah, Yoo-hoos are one of those drinks that you have once in a blue moon, and it's just memories as a child,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think just the other day, at our church we had a like a small group thing, and in the morning we had donuts and everything, and they brought out Yoo-hoos in the juice box Yoo-hoos, and I was like, that's super old school. Like I don't even know that was still a thing.
Man, heck yeah, bro. Yeah, man. That's a bomb combo right there too, man. Some donuts and Yoo-hoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, when you were younger, who was some of the artists that you looked up to that really influenced you to your path into music?
Man, the first one was Bob Marley. Shout out to Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Because my father was Jamaican, and so the earliest music memories I have is literally my pops popping in cassette tapes and listening to No Woman, No Cry. You know what I mean? And that being his favorite record. And so Bob Marley was the first, and then Michael Jackson was the second. Because I remember sitting there watching TV, and a commercial for his 30th anniversary came on. And I was blown away. I'm like, how can a human move like that?
Yeah.
And so I vividly remember I used to, get chore money. I'd get $5 every week, and I would save up $15. Y'all remember back in the day the $14.99 CDs?
Yeah.
And I went to Best Buy, and yeah, man, I bought Off the Wall, and yeah, man, that just blew me away. And then I saved up 15 again. Then I bought Thriller, and then Bad and Dangerous, and that was my CD collection, man. As a young, it was just at first was Bob Marley and Michael Jackson, and then getting like as a youth in like high school, when hip hop really came into the picture was Lil Wayne, real heavy. Yeah.
So there's nothing like those memories of going to Best Buy or a bookstore or whatever and getting those CDs and looking at the art cover, the booklets, and those. I used to love looking at those.
Reading the lyrics in the book cover. Somebody said that I should do that. They was like, Steve, you should bring that back. Like, have your lyrics in your booklet in your CDs. I'm like, yeah, I should.
The only place I really see lyrics now is like if a person has a vinyl, and they're usually with the vinyl, like a big, But
those things are so expensive, man. You got, they're like 6 months, like order wait.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I will say I'm glad that like Spotify and Apple Music and everything finally came out with the lyrics at the bottom, to where when the song comes on, you can pop up the lyrics instead of having to Google it and whatever.
Yeah.
Like it gives you a little bit of that old school feel, but really not old school at all, because you're
still not the same.
Digital.
Yeah.
You said Bob Marley. I saw there's a movie coming out of his story, of his life, coming pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Valentine's Day, man. I'm making sure that I'm home to see it, man, with wifey, because same as Valentine's Day. So yeah, definitely hitting the movie theater and seeing it.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So going from listening to Bob Marley and Michael Jackson now to your latest single, 40, tell us a little bit about 40.
Yeah, man. So I was in the studio, and one of my homies who is really like, in the industry, he was telling me about, he was like, yeah, there's this, Christian group that they're about to be exposed because they had a mole in their camp. And I was like, man, I had just seen like on Hulu something about, the college, and then on Netflix about the pastor and this church. And it's just, man, you see so many like these Christian influencers and pastors in these mega churches, they just come to a demise in the public eye, and then it's just like more, shame on Christianity. And so it's
Hmm.
just like, man, it just always brings me back to like temptation, and the example and picture of what Christ and the word leaves is like, Christ spending 40 days and 40 nights. That, and he did that before his ministry. So it's basically like, I'm gonna see if I'm ready to really
Yeah.
start this walk, this 3-year journey that he did. And yeah, went in the desert, and he used two things, man, and that was discipline and being in the word. And he would literally quote scripture. So it's just like, as a Christian, man, when we get to a certain place, I just hope that, we are really, walking what we're talking, and really, can die and there not be a Netflix documentary on us. And so it's really that
Yeah.
that conviction. And a lot of times too, like there's songs that, are praise God, but I love challenging the listener. And we as men of God need to be challenged, and that starts with convicting one another of, hey, are you on your P's and Q's? You guys are the Christian music guys. Are you guys the Christian music guys when no one's watching? You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
So spend that 40 days and 40 nights in that desert, brothers. Use the word and discipline to get through it, and no Netflix documentaries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good. Well, along with your song 40, you have a brand new album releasing just in a few short weeks on the 23rd, Boats,
yeah,
based on a
yes,
true story. And so we're
yeah,
excited about that. And we got to preview a little bit of it. Tell our listeners and viewers about Boats.
yes. So Boats, it's actually based on a truth story. Growing up, my nickname used to be Truth.
Yeah.
Ironically, right? Because I was not a Christian. Like, it wasn't the Christian sense. It was just I was good at a lot of things. So they're like, yo, this dude's the truth.
Yeah.
And so then, I become Christian, and I can't use the truth because there's already, the rapper The Truth.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emmanuel. Um, and so, I'm just Stephen Malcolm now. But growing up, like, a lot of my foundation is built on that character Truth. And then I also passed the name down to my son. His middle name is Truth. And so
Mm,
I wanted to create a character who embodied my story, where I can create a, a body of work that is conceptual and creative at the same time. And so the story is just like, there's this man named Truth who is abandoned on this oasis, and the abandonment is a direct result of loneliness that came from his grind and his work. Because people who are creatives, and who are artists, we grind all our life. We work for what, we want to achieve in our dream. And so that's time spent away from loved ones. That's time spent away from friends. That's times not going to parties. You hear about interviews with Michael B. Jordan. He didn't go to no parties. He was, grinding for his success. And
Hmm.
what that comes with is, bro, no friends. He ain't got no
yeah.
real friends. And so that comes with social awkwardness or loneliness, whatever. But there's a result when it comes to you putting your time into what you love so much that you achieve it, and then you find yourself lonely. And so
Mm,
that's what this story is all about, man. Is a character named Truth who did just that. He dedicated his life to what he was so ambitious for, that now he finds himself on this oasis that I say is built by the broken and ran by the redeemed. Because every single character in the word God went to this countdown. Sorry, like I said, yeah, every character that God uses in scripture, they're broken. And so, this oasis, this place that, you come to revelation, and you see yourself and can reflect, was built by you, sir. So now lay in it, and here's the story. So that's what Boats is all about.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was gonna say we're excited about it, and it drops February 23rd.
Yes, sir.
So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
We have a fan question. So we're a podcast for fans by fans, and we like to feel out on some of our listeners and let them know who we're going to be interviewing. And we have a fan question from Jeremy from St. Louis. Would
Love
like
it.
to know the story behind Ain't Playing with your feature with Social Club Misfits.
Yes. So Ain't Playing, man. I was in LA and I was recording music, and then somebody hit me up and was like, "Hey, there's this producer. His name is Boogs, and he wants to work. He's in Hollywood. Go check him out. He produces for Kanye, Ty Dolla $ign, just a bunch of like big hip hop guys." So I'm like, "Let's pull up on him." So
Yeah.
we pull up on him, and it's this nice studio, and yeah, engineers top notch, man. It was such a dope experience. I went in there and boom, laid the song down in like literally an hour and
Mm-hmm.
then bounced. And I had the record and the beat. I love like the beat just sounds different. And so, I'm like, I love how different Social Club Misfits are. I
Yeah.
love how different this beat sounds. Let's meet different with different and make it work. And that's what we did. I got my brothers on it, and Social Club, they're one of the closest brothers of mine in Christian hip hop. Like, they really took me under their wing. And any advice, whenever I'm in LA or Florida, I pull up on them and stuff. So the relationship is solid. So we made it happen. And the concept is really, I grew up playing basketball. And so, I use the metaphor. You know how somebody's like, "Hey, yo, I ain't playing. Like, I'm nice with it. I ain't playing right now." It's kind of that saying of like, I ain't playing. Um, and taking just a bunch of basketball metaphors of like, I'm here to stay. I'm not playing no games, though I'm in the game and I'm considered a Jordan in the game. I ain't playing no games. So yeah, kind of that
Nice.
route, man. I love it.
Cool.
And it worked out amazing. Like, it's literally over 1 million streams on Spotify, and it literally was an organically grown thing, man. So shout out to the boys.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, you've done some awesome collabs over your career, and one I really would just want to ask you about, man. Your song "Summertime" with Snoop Dogg, and
Oh, yeah.
how was that experience? How was that getting together with him, and how was that?
It was surreal, bro. It was like a dream. Me and my wife was just talking about it last night because something just came on, or somebody said something like, you know, iconic, legendary, like Snoop Dogg. And it's just like, I think, man, that night with Snoop, bro. So keep in mind, y'all, I'm not kidding. Like, I didn't grow up Christian. I grew up regular kid in the hip hop culture. And so one of the videos that I seen as a kid that blew my mind was Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg. That's an
Yeah.
iconic hip hop video. I see the afro. I see the Chuck Taylors. I see the
Mm-hmm.
flannel shirt, man. I see him, the lowrider bike. I'm like, dang, what is this? And I just fell in love. And so I grew my hair out. Like, I had a fro as a kid, and I asked my mom, I'm like, "Mom, take me to Shoe Carnival so I can buy some Chuck Taylors, these black and white Chuck Taylors like Snoop Dogg." So, y'all, here I am, and I'm like about to meet this dude, and yeah, he rolls in on an electric scooter because what we did is right, we pulled up on him. He was doing a show in Tulsa. And so we pulled in the arena, and we had like a 6'4", lowrider. We pulled it in there, and there was like, all right, dog will be out in a second. And so yeah, here Snoop comes. He rides in on an electric scooter, and the first thing he says is, he's like, "The dog has arrived, y'all." Just in that voice.
I probably
And
would have
yeah,
lost it.
he literally hops off, parks the scooter, like, gets his fit ready. lights up his, Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
thing and like shrugs his shoulders and he's like, let's go. And we press play, man, and it was a vibe. Like he knew his words, he was enjoying himself, he was vibing with us. Like he was like, y'all do your thing, y'all making me look good.
Yeah.
And literally like his manager, so the management was like, one selfie and then that's it, and we gotta go. Well, while we're shooting, they're like trying to set up for something else. Snoop taps me. He's like, "Hey, yo, nephew, you want to get a selfie real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
and he flicks, so he takes a couple poses. You know what I'm saying? He was just so cool, laid back, and it was a good time. And I turned around. I'm like, thank God, praise God, bless up. God gonna do something with this, man. He's like, yes, sir. And he just said, he was like, he's like, great music makes moments like this. That's what he
Hmm.
said. And I was like,
Yeah.
boom, there's the gem that I'm gonna take with
Yeah.
me forever.
That's
Make
Yeah.
cool.
great music, and it'll make moments like this. And boom, it was that. And then I was about to leave because the guy Jayway that I was with, he had flown all the way from Europe because he's from the Netherlands.
Mm.
So he
Mm.
was tired. And then we was on our way out, and Snoop's manager was like, "Hey y'all, where y'all going? Y'all know y'all have an all access pass. Won't y'all stay for the show?"
Mm.
Mm.
I'm like, man, he's right. Like I get to see Snoop Dogg right after he shoot the video. So I stayed, y'all, and I stayed, and I'm side stage. I'm right like side stage watching Snoop Dogg right after shooting a music video. Like, and keep in mind, I grew up on his music, so I remember the words. And like,
Oh yeah.
I've never been to a lot of concerts. Ironically, I'm a performer, and I just don't go to a lot of concerts as a spectator. So that was like that was my biggest concert that I've ever been to as a spectator. And so I really enjoyed myself. It felt like a real moment. And for Snoop to really be cool and be genuinely like himself, what I seen from TV is what I got in real life, even the lingo.
Yeah.
Um, and unfortunately, like I've had bad situations with like you know the genre I'm in, you know what I'm saying, like it hasn't been the best everywhere I'm at. So to go in that world and to like have it like cool, like I'm nervous to see like, oh, he's a superstar, don't even get close, but it's like, no, hey, you need us. Like it was good vibes, man. So I really enjoyed myself, man. It's I hate that like it's like good, like I benefited a lot from it, but I also like caught a lot of flack, which
Yeah.
sucks because like I really felt called to be a light, in the darkness and go, and I felt like I really made an impact. And God, I feel like God really used like that, and I didn't compromise at all, so it
Right.
was dope.
Well, that's what we're called to do. We're called to be the light and
Yeah,
shine His light and tell others. So you did the right thing.
facts,
And
facts.
your other collabs that I just want to mention briefly, your collab with Natalie Grant, Even Louder, and
Yeah.
Tommy Prophet, man, the version of Angels,
Woo!
man, that was sweet.
Yeah,
so
that's gonna
so
live forever, man. A little thing on that. I wish people would just call me and book me because I didn't know a bunch of churches were gonna replicate it. And so,
Mm.
dog, I'm getting tagged in a bunch of these, like, bro, I've seen like a 45-year-old white dad trying to rap my verse, y'all. I'm just like, what's going on? There is quality in the kingdom, people. Just hit me up. I will come serve you. Let's go.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, with our first time guest, Stephen, we like to do a little segment called Favorite Things. And so I'm just going to give you a word and you just give me your
Yeah.
favorite thing. All right.
Let's go. Ready.
All right. So we'll start out easy with your favorite food.
Steak.
Steak. How you like it cooked?
Medium, my brother.
All right.
Mm.
Yes. Love a great steak, man. I eat steak probably too much. I slowed down because I felt like I eat it too much.
I literally had steak last night.
Oh, so good.
Do you have a favorite movie?
That's a tough one because I'm a movie head. You know what I mean? I'm a movie
Mm.
guy. But if I was stranded on an island and I can watch three movies, I got that answer. I always know it would be The Pursuit of Happiness
Mm.
with Will Smith. It would be The Matrix and probably oh man, what's it called? Man, it's like one of my favorites. I don't know why I can't think of the name right now. The one with man, I can't think of it.
The one with that one guy.
It's with Gerard Butler, Ice
White
Cube's
House Down.
son. Nah, it's where they're like the bank robbers, man. It's crazy that I
hold on. Den of Thieves?
yes, Den of Thieves, yes.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Bro, yeah. So those three, Den of Thieves, The Matrix, and Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, put me on an island. Those are my three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, do you have a favorite show to binge?
Yeah, I do, man. It's super inappropriate, so I don't know what to say,
That
bro.
doesn't matter.
It's
Doesn't
it
matter at
doesn't
all.
matter. The Boys, man, on Hulu. Dude,
Yes, yeah.
I got COVID, and I grew up watching horror movies. Like I love horror movies, man. I can watch the goriest of gore, and yeah, it's just and it doesn't bother me. Like my DJ Mark, he will not, and I mean he'll walk out on a commercial. So he always just like, Steve, I don't know how you do it, man. But yeah, my humor sometimes is can be coarse. Sorry, Father, forgive me.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, I caught COVID, and then I was like, huh, what is this? And I checked it out, and I was like, yo, I just next episode, I just boom, boom, boom. I loved it.
I'm in a currently watching one, Fool Me Once. It's on Netflix.
Mm,
I recommend it if you have not watched it yet.
fool me once, fool me once.
I'm just the
All right.
office kind of guy, so you know.
Yeah, that's my DJ, dude. He tells me
Yeah.
all about The Office, man. I tried, man. We was in a hotel and put it on, and I love Steve Carell, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I love the concept and everything that goes on. I just haven't sat with The Office yet. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I like I'm not
That's
a show guy. I caught COVID, so I just tapped on The Boys and I loved it. But I feel like if I sat with The Office, I would love it like everybody else, man. It's like the
Yeah.
number one show.
yeah.
I
I
would
still
say
can't get on it. I'm still not.
it's either
Yeah,
when we ask this question, the artists usually say either The Office, Breaking Bad, or Friends. Is like the main answer we always get. So
yeah. I, Breaking Bad, man. I don't think I ever got into Breaking Bad. Is that the one with the meth?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I
yeah,
think I did. I got a little bit into it, but then I was like, oh, they're doing the, going in circles thing.
yeah.
One thing leads to another. Oh, there's another problem, another
Oh
problem.
yeah, yeah. That's how I felt with it. But
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Steven, you have a favorite artist of all time?
Oh, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. His 40th Thriller thing came out on Paramount,
mm-hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah,
subscribe out. Let's go. I gotta
yep.
watch it.
The
Yeah,
movie's coming out next year with his nephew playing him, so that'll be
bro.
cool.
I know his nephew, and then the director is actually like a promising director. It's the same who did Bohemian Rhapsody. So
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
like, they might get this mug right. So I'm
Well,
yeah.
excited.
Elvis was a good movie too, so I don't know
Yeah,
who did
yup.
that one,
I
but
enjoyed Elvis as well.
yeah.
I enjoyed that one too.
Hey, pretty soon we'll be able to have Michael Jackson concerts again in live with the AI and everything.
Right. Facts, dude. Because I've never been to Vegas, so like I've always wanted to go and see like the Michael Jackson impersonators. I
Oh
think it'll
yeah,
creep me out.
it probably
Ugh,
would. Yeah. All
crazy.
right. Okay, so this might be answered already then, but dead or alive, do you have a dream duet
Yeah.
You've already got
or
Snoop and
collab or?
yeah.
No. If I can, I, I would say I could just switch it up to Alive. Like I still feel like I'm gonna do a record with one of Bob Marley's sons, or even a grandson.
Mm,
Like he has a grandson that I'm a fan of. His name is Skip Marley. So to be, Jamaican and to have, my father listen to Bob Marley, but then now I have a song with his grandson will be a
Oh
full
yeah.
circle moment for me. So I would say, man, if I can do a song with a Marley before I retire, that's a checklist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. This one could cause division, Steven. So what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Dang, man. See, man, I'm hard. I like I like Oreo, but I
Cookies
mean,
and cream?
I'm a cookies and cream, but I mean, I guess I'm a basic vanilla guy. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, yeah, if I really have to die with one, bro, give me vanilla ice cream, my G.
See, and
Yeah.
that's what I tell people. Like, it is boring, but you can put anything you want in vanilla.
Facts.
Big scoop of peanut
Facts.
butter.
So I love it with cheesecake. That's my combo, man. If I got a good week in the gym, bro, Sunday I'll go in with some cheesecake and vanilla ice cream, my G. Yeah.
See, I thought you were about to just say you like it with cheese. I didn't know the cheesecake was going to come. I was like, okay, that has to be the weirdest
Now,
combo I've ever
Steven,
heard.
you said you like Oreos, like cookies and cream, but I've seen
Yeah.
people eat Oreos with Cheese Whiz. Like take Cheese Whiz and sprinkle it on top. I'm like, that's
Mm,
gross.
yeah,
And then they were
that
like, it's
doesn't
no
sound
different
too
than
good.
bacon and sweet. And I'm like, no, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
moving right along after that one. Do you have a favorite podcast that you listen to?
Oh man, absolutely, man. Probably I bounce. So I love, well, would you consider, I don't know if you consider Vlad TV a podcast. It's more so interviews, but I love the Stephen A. Smith show. He's got a
Yeah.
podcast now, but that's
Mm-hmm.
because I love Stephen A.
Yeah.
But pure podcast, I'd have to go with my man Joe Rogan, man. Shout out to the big, what I'm saying, deal
Yeah.
he just got. I'm one of those subscribers,
Did
man.
you see his contract that he just signed with Spotify? Not too
It's
shabby.
like, right. And it's just like, bro, I remember watching Fear Factor back in the day. So like I've
Yes.
always been a Rogan fan, and then I'm a fight fan, so it's like Joe Rogan, and then he talks about everything, and he
He
has
does.
guests that talk about everything, and then like I love how I don't know if subjective is the word that he is, but like even like when there's faith talk, he's always open to things. And as a podcast talker, gotta be like that. You can't, what I'm saying? He has his opinions on certain things you could tell, but I feel like he just hits it right on the nose for like a podcaster. Does a great
Yeah.
job.
Stephen A cracks me up, man. Some of his stuff that he
It
says, it
does,
is
man.
hilarious.
Yeah, man, it is. But one thing I admire about him is like I seen the difference between ownership and professionalism and the line between them because it's just like, yeah, you could tell he really owns that platform on
Mm,
YouTube because he really talks different. He actually gets personal and then you see the professional side and so
yeah.
yeah, I like that. It's
So,
inspiring.
Chris. Oh, is it my turn?
Oh.
It's good while we post that, it, Steven. What is your favorite Bible verse?
Oh man, probably Psalms 37. Yeah. Delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart. I bounce between that in Romans 12, 1 and 2, but like when I still sign like autographs, I still put the Psalms. So yeah,
Yeah.
Psalms, yeah, 37, 4. Yeah, 37, 4. Delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that verse feel like encompasses me.
It's good.
Well, you have survived the favorite things, and there was no tussle. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, man, I'm quick on my feet, my brethren. Quick on my feet.
All right, Steven. So, what do you have next? We know that Boat's album drops February 23rd. But what's next for
Yes,
you, and how
sir.
can our listeners keep up with you?
Bro, listen, man, I feel like God has revived like my spirit and like my happiness and positivity towards my situation. There's been a lot of growth, and so I just want to go crazy, man. I feel like where I'm at, I'm blessed, but I got a lot of work to do. So that just puts a battery pack in my back. So I want to fill this year with just consistency and relationship building. That's why I'm doing this upcoming next week. And then I'm doing my home show. And then I'm just going to be bouncing around, networking, showing my face, building relationships with people, and just always in the studio. I want to be so consistent. When the album drops, I want to, drop my next single, a month later, you know what I mean? And just keep on dropping throughout the year to stay so consistent and really elevate, man. Like, I'm never satisfied until I can sell out a venue here in my hometown. Like, I know where my ceiling is. I'm not one of those artists where it's just like, I need millions and millions and millions. It's just like, no, like, I know where my ceiling is, and I feel like I'm walking in where God has called me. So I'm just going to continue to walk in my ambitiousness. It's not a word, maybe it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, I started this thing this year. I'm doing 100 push-ups a day, and I haven't missed a day. And I'm at, I think, 3,900 or something like that. And I started doing diamonds, and so yeah, man, we building strength. And the Lord is telling me, as long as I keep discipline and consistency my foundation, then He's gonna elevate teams. So that's what we're gonna do, 2024.
Awesome.
Well, Stephen, to wrap up, we'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your life recently that would help build our listeners' faith.
Yes, I'll give you guys a story, and I feel like it took till today to really get it out of my heart. So like I said, I didn't grow up Christian, and I seen a lot of violence growing up, unfortunately. My mother was an alcoholic, my sister, everybody was an alcoholic and, doing drugs, and just our problem solving was violence. My cousins, they joined gangs, they was fighting all the time, and so I fought, growing up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And
hmm
so when I got saved, I had to shift my mindset. I believed when it said in the word, like, peacemakers are the son of God, you know what I mean? And these are my brothers and my sisters, and, you know, walk in the spirit and, uplift your brother and sister. And so part of my testimony is not being like everybody else, being able to walk in the spirit and be peaceful and not violent. But boy, y'all, so I've been walking with the Lord now for over a decade now, since 2010. And we was in Atlanta, me and my boys, for the Drop and Anchor tour. And Saturday night after the event, we were out in Atlanta and we're downtown, so there's a lot of homeless people. So I'm handing out money. They're asking me for money. I'm handing out money. And
Yeah.
the last one asked me for money. All I had was a $20 bill. I'm like, here you go, bro. Boom. Bless you. He, thank you. So, cool. Well, the next day I'm tapped out. We're on our way to the airport at a red light. Homeless man, a one-legged homeless man, wheels up to the car asking for some money. Tapped out, my bro. I'm sorry.
Mm.
My guy starts cussing me out, y'all. I'm every name in the book, y'all. I'm every B word, every this, every that. And my brothers are in the back. And I'm talking about, y'all, like, I felt compelled to fight. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be real. Like, it was fight time. Like, he was
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
so greasy. And in my head, it's just like, you are an easy beat up. Like, you're a one-legged guy in a wheelchair, bro. I can easily get out this I shut down in my head, and like the spirit, like I felt the spirit take over. Like, the only thing that was in my head was, God did not teach me to belittle people. I cannot belittle them. What am I gonna say? I'm not gonna be like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Am I gonna hop out this car and beat them up? What can I say? I beat up a homeless one-legged? No, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat them up in front of my little brother. Like, one of my bros who rolls with me, who does my content, is my little brother who looks up to me. He's
Yeah.
listening to me at these shows and my events when I talk about how Christian I am and how I walk with the Lord. What
Yeah.
do I look like losing my temper in front of him and going to beat up this dude? But yeah, it really ate at me, driving away. Like, I felt like a punk. And so I really sat with it and just been praying with it. And I met up with a brother of mine who, is a pastor of a church. And is just like, what is in my heart? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what is going on in my heart to really make me feel like that, to have it harboring, you know what I mean? And I searched my heart, and I think it was a thing of obviously pride, but more so of like I'm always approached with situations where people are coming up to me, and I feel like God just put that anointing on me, like I'm just approachable. And so I either have two choices, and I feel like it's going to continue happening. I just have to figure out how to handle the situations as a mature, man of God. Is just like I always feel like I'm here to usher. It's like I'm a compass. And so any interaction, like it says in the word, make the best of every opportunity with a non-believer. It's just like even in the midst of people spitting on Christ, even in the midst of him getting beaten, there still was a cool about him. You know what I mean? And it's just like how are you gonna respond getting spat in the face, Stephen? So it was just one of those moments where I got tested of like, okay, the Lord is I feel like the Lord is telling me I'm gonna continue being put in situations where people are gonna come up to me because I have the answer. Where am I gonna point them? How am I gonna handle them situations? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for sharing your heart, man. And it was a good word. And February 23rd, Boats is coming out. Your brand new album, 40, is your latest single. And so we talked about vinyl briefly. Will this eventually be on vinyl, or?
Yeah, I could see this like being a classic and put on a vinyl for sure, man. This mug, like front to back, is me. Like there's no,
Yeah.
because it's so conceptual that there's one song that I was like kind of not feeling. I felt like it was way too slow, but I played it, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ty Brazel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ty was like, man, if you don't want it, give it to me, bro. This is fire. And so because he wanted it, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ty, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, every song there's a message in every song. It's thought provoking, it's convicting, and it's also worshipful. So I love it. Classic.
Well, let's go to Vegas and let's go see the Michael Jackson hologram show or salute show, whatever that is.
Let's do it, fellas.